One February morning at Timothy's shed, Sir Topham Hatt came to make an announcement to his engines. "My fellow friends," he said, "James will not be staying at Timothy's sheds from now on." "How come?" said Henry. "Apparently James wants to spend more time with Rosie." "Oh yeah," said Thomas. He and Rosie got married back in October. How silly for us to forget that." "Who's going to stay at the sheds now?" said Edward. "That's where I come in," came a voice. The engines were surprised to see Ryan pulling into James's berth. "Ryan will now be staying with us," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Thomas, your first job of the day is to go collect some freight cars and take them to the scrapyard." "Yes, sir," said Thomas, and he puffed away. Thomas soon arrived at Knapford to collect his empty freight cars. He then saw Hero and James talking. "Hello," said Thomas. "Hello, Thomas," said James. "Hello, Thomas," said Hero. "So, you've already heard about the news of James leaving Timothy's sheds?" "Yes, I have," said Thomas. "Ryan is now taking James's place." "I'm actually happy for Ryan," said James. "I'm sure he'll be great company at Timothy's sheds. Meanwhile, I'm just happy to be spending more time with Rosie at Vicarstown." The guard blew his whistle, and Thomas puffed away with his empty freight cars. Thomas puffed along the beautiful countryside. He thought everything was going right on time, and this made him very happy. Soon, Thomas arrived at the smelter's yard to collect some scrap to put in his empty freight cars. Then, he gasped. "Oh no," cried Thomas. "Diesel 10 has escaped the scrapyard. That means he could be anywhere on the island. I must not let him destroy my friends. I've got to stop him." His freight cars were soon loaded, and Thomas immediately puffed away so he can go drop them off at the scrapyard. Thomas then raced back to the yard. He then realized that while the yard wasn't empty, it certainly was quiet. "That's weird," said Thomas. "The yard has never been quiet before. I hope Diesel 10 hasn't captured anybody yet." Just then, Edward arrived with the freight train. "Hello, Thomas," said Edward. "How are you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing fine, Edward," said Thomas. "You seem a little worried, Thomas," said Hector. "Is there anything bothering you?" "Oh, I was a little worried for a while because, I thought my, tanks were almost empty with water. But my driver checked my tanks, and it turns out I still have plenty of water to go. So I'm not going to worry anymore." "Oh," said Edward. "Well, I'm still glad your tanks are filled with water. Me and Hector have to go. I'll see you later." And Edward and Hector puffed away. Thomas then sighed with relief as Edward puffed right by him. "So far, I'm the only engine who knows about the escape of Diesel 10, said Thomas. "No one else must know about this besides me." Thomas then did some more checking. Thomas kept searching and searching. He then stopped, and then he gasped again. Thomas then found Sam derailed with a freight train that he was taking to Vicarstown station. "What happened here, Sam?" cried Thomas. "There was an engine," said Sam frantically. "He almost ran me over. He was big, he was long, and I'm really scared now." Just in the background, Thomas then saw a mysterious brown cloud that looked like Pinchy. "Oh no," cried Thomas. "He's the engine who derailed Sam," he said to himself. "What engine, Thomas?" said Sam curiously. It's nothing, Sam," said Thomas quickly, and then he puffed away. "Diesel 10 will never get away with this," said Thomas. "The battle has only just begun."